The year is 2077. Humanity stares into the shattered mirror of time. No longer a realm of dreams, time travel is a weaponized reality. Born from the crucible of military ambition, the technology promised strategic dominance. It instead delivered a Pandora's box of unintended consequences. The past, once immutable, now trembles with every ill-conceived incursion. The very fabric of reality is woven from the threads of causality. Now those threads are unraveling. Each journey into the past creates a divergent timeline, a splintered reflection of what was. The consequences, once confined to history books, now bleed into the present. Humanity has become an unwitting architect of its own unraveling. At the heart of this temporal storm stands Zeta Corporation, a shadowy cabal wielding time travel as a scalpel, reshaping history for its own insidious ends. They are the puppet masters, manipulating events from the shadows, their motives shrouded in secrecy. The world stage is their plaything. Governments rise and fall at their whim. They are the architects of a new world order, built upon a foundation of controlled chaos. Their agents move through the corridors of time, erasing enemies and installing pawns. The very flow of information, the course of scientific discovery, all manipulated to serve their agenda. The world, oblivious to their machinations, dances to the tune of a hidden hand. Captain Kara Thorne swore an oath to protect the timeline. A seasoned veteran of temporal warfare, she leads Project Kronos, a clandestine unit tasked with countering Zeta's manipulations. Their mission? To repair the fractured timeline and neutralize Zeta's influence. They are humanity's last bastion against temporal tyranny. Their training is rigorous, their skills honed to a razor's edge. They are masters of stealth, espionage, and temporal combat, moving like phantoms through the corridors of time. Each mission is a gamble, a high-stakes game of chess played across centuries. Failure is not an option, for it carries the weight of oblivion. Time travel is a double-edged sword. It offers the allure of righting wrongs, of revisiting lost moments. But the past is a treacherous battleground, littered with the ghosts of choices made and paths not taken. Kara and her team grapple with this burden every time they cross the temporal threshold. The temptation to alter personal histories, to save loved ones lost to time's relentless march, is ever present. Yet, they understand the terrible price of such indulgences. Each change, however small, sends ripples through the tapestry of time, with unforeseen and potentially catastrophic consequences. To tamper with the past is to risk unraveling the very fabric of their being. Section 5. The Butterfly Effect, a Ripple in Time. Their first mission, a seemingly insignificant alteration to a scientific conference in 2023, a single equation erased from a whiteboard, a subtle shift in the trajectory of technological advancement. What seemed like a surgical strike at Zeta's influence triggers a cascade of unforeseen consequences. The present day is unrecognizable. Familiar landmarks are gone, replaced by alien structures. The political landscape is warped, twisted by decades of manipulated events. Their actions have not repaired the timeline but further fractured it, creating a nightmarish reflection of their own world. Section 6. Shadows of the Past, Echoes of the Future. Hunting Zeta's agents through the labyrinthine corridors of history becomes a deadly game of cat and mouse. They are elusive adversaries, their faces shifting, blending into the tapestry of time. They are ghosts, whispers of what could have been, fighting to preserve their twisted version of reality. Each encounter is a mind-bending paradox. They fight alongside historical figures they once only read about, their actions shaping the destinies of millions. But they are haunted by the knowledge of what the future holds, by the ghosts of loved ones lost in the temporal chaos they struggle to contain. Section 7. The Mind's Prison, Enslaved by Time. In this chapter, we delve into the dark and twisted operations of Zeta, a shadowy organization with a sinister agenda. As they delve deeper into Zeta's operations, a horrifying truth emerges. Zeta's reach extends far beyond mere surveillance and control. They have mastered the art of manipulating the human mind. Zeta isn't merely manipulating events, they are manipulating minds. Through advanced neural interfaces and mind control technology, they can alter thoughts, emotions, and even memories. Individuals snatched from across time, their memories wiped clean, their pasts erased. These individuals are then reprogrammed to serve Zeta's nefarious purposes. Their very identities rewritten to serve as sleeper agents. These individuals become unwitting pawns in Zeta's grand scheme, carrying out missions without any awareness of their true selves. Unwitting pawns in Zeta's grand scheme, they are used to manipulate events and people, furthering Zeta's control over the timeline. The discovery strikes a chord of fear in their hearts. The realization that their own minds could be tampered with is a chilling thought. No longer are they merely fighting for the integrity of the timeline. They are now fighting for the sanctity of the human mind, for the preservation of free will. They fight for the sanctity of the human mind, for the very essence of free will. The stakes have never been higher, for the very essence of free will. The battle is not just against an external enemy, but against an insidious force that seeks to control their very thoughts. The line between good and evil blurs as they realize their own memories, their own sense of self, might be nothing more than carefully constructed illusions. Their own sense of self, their own identities, could be fabrications. The ethical dilemmas they face are profound and unsettling, might be nothing more than carefully constructed illusions. The fight against Zeta is not just a battle for control, but a battle for the very essence of humanity. Section 8. Confronting the Architect, a battle for free will. In a world where technology has advanced beyond our wildest dreams, the struggle for autonomy has never been more intense. The trail leads them to the heart of Zeta Corporation, a sprawling complex hidden beneath the Greenland ice sheet. This facility, shrouded in secrecy, is the epicenter of a grand experiment that could alter the course of humanity. There they confront Astra, the enigmatic mastermind behind it all. Astra, a figure cloaked in mystery, has orchestrated events from the shadows, her motives as inscrutable as her icy demeanor. She is a chilling figure, her eyes burning with a cold, calculating intelligence, convinced that her actions are for the greater good. Her vision is one of order and control, a world where every variable is accounted for. A battle erupts, a clash of ideologies as much as of technology. The air crackles with energy as advanced weaponry and tactical prowess are put to the ultimate test. Kara and her team fight for the freedom to choose, for the messy, unpredictable tapestry of human history. They believe in the power of free will, the right to make mistakes and learn from them. Astra, in her hubris, seeks to impose her own vision of order, a carefully curated reality where free will is but an illusion. She sees herself as a benevolent architect, crafting a utopia devoid of chaos. The fate of time itself hangs in the balance. As the battle rages on, the very fabric of reality seems to tremble, the outcome uncertain, the stakes higher than ever before. Section 9. The unraveling when time collapses. The battle takes a devastating turn. Astra, in a desperate gambit, triggers a temporal anomaly, a cascading wave of fractured timelines collapsing in on themselves. The very fabric of reality begins to unravel, the past, present, and future merging into a chaotic, incomprehensible singularity. The world around them dissolves into a swirling vortex of fractured memories and shattered possibilities. Familiar faces morph into grotesque parodies of themselves. The air crackles with temporal energy, threatening to tear them apart atom by atom. They are caught in a maelstrom of their own making, the consequences of their actions echoing through the collapsing corridors of time. Section 10. Guardians of Time and Unending Vigil. In a world where the fabric of time is as delicate as a spider's web, the Guardians of Time stand as the last line of defense. Their mission is to protect the timeline from those who seek to manipulate it for their own gain. They manage to close the temporal rift, but the victory is bittersweet. Each rift they close comes at a cost, a sacrifice that leaves an indelible mark on the timeline and on their souls. The timeline is irrevocably altered. The changes, though subtle, ripple through the fabric of reality, creating a world that is both familiar and alien. The world they return to is familiar yet subtly different, forever marked by the echoes of Zeta's manipulations and their own desperate attempts to set things right. The scars of their battles are etched into the very essence of the city, a constant reminder of the price of vigilance. Their mission, they realize, is far from over. Each victory is but a temporary reprieve, a momentary pause in an unending struggle. They must remain ever vigilant, ever ready to face the next threat. The allure of time travel, the promise of power and control, is a temptation that never fades. It calls to those who seek to bend reality to their will, to reshape the world in their image. The promise of power and control, the ability to rewrite history, is a siren's call that lures the ambitious and the desperate alike. It will always tempt those hungry for power. The Guardians know this all too well, for they have seen the consequences of such ambition firsthand. They are now the guardians of time, forever vigilant, forever haunted by the knowledge of what lies beyond the veil of the present. They stand as sentinels, watching over the fragile threads of reality. They are the thin line between order and chaos, the guardians of a delicate balance that must be maintained at all costs. Between the fragile reality they inhabit and the infinite possibilities of a splintered timeline, they stand resolute. Their unending vigil is the only thing that keeps the world from descending into chaos.